The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I just want to make sure that we're all set with the audio, and I will get started in just 1 second. Okay, perfect. Well, I hope everybody can hear me and see my screen. And again, thank you for joining me this morning. Today we're going to talk about case management as the final installment of our 4-part webinar series on process automation. All of the webinar recordings from earlier in the series are available on Navient's website and on our YouTube channel as well. So if you missed any of those, please feel free to go out and watch those recordings that are saved on our website. My name is Emma Roloff, and I'm an account executive here at Navient. And before we get started, I just want to touch on a few of our interaction options. Everyone on the call is muted this morning so that we can record this presentation and put it on our website as well. But please feel free to type in any questions or comments that you have in the chat box, and I'll make sure to address them as we go along the presentation. At the end of the webinar, as you exit out of the window, you'll be prompted with a survey. So if you have any comments for us, please feel free to share them there as well. So today we're going to start by reviewing the basics of case management, making sure that we're all using the same definitions and really setting the groundwork for the rest of the presentation. Then we're going to move into discussing the critical capabilities and then round out our time together by discussing the value that a case management solution can bring to your organization. So to get us started, again, let's start by talking about why we're here and what makes case management so important. The name of the webinar really sums it up nicely. Simply stated, case management gives organizations the tools that they need to address business challenges in a new and different way than we've been able to do in the past. Case management isn't necessarily a new term, but the way that we're using it now is continually evolving within the industry. The term has been used across the board in healthcare and public service, insurance, for many years, but each one of those industries kind of uses a different definition specific to their use for case management. So I want to spend a little bit of time going through our definition before we really dig into the meat of the presentation. So again, the fact is, whether you call it case management or not, your business users are managing cases within your organization. Things like spreadsheets and network shares and email inboxes or other line of business systems are what we're using to manage these cases today. And sometimes this is even physical checklists on people's desks as well. Traditionally, there hasn't been a software solution that can support dynamic processes the way that case management using OnBase can. And so we find ourselves gravitating to these other types of kind of disjointed ways of managing this work. But now we have the tools that we can hone into these areas of your business and handle this with a bit better and different approach. Oftentimes, these spreadsheets and file shares and antiquated systems are filling the gaps between different core line of business systems within your organization. You have core line of business applications like an ERP system in your accounting department, or in an insurance scenario, you're looking at an application policy admin solution. And those do their job and have a specific function, and they do it really well. But generally, organizations are managing important data and processes outside of these applications because they don't really fit within the confines of their other applications. So then what we see is, again, these spreadsheets or antiquated databases or file shares making their way into organizations to manage these processes. These types of spreadsheets and databases not only eat up your time, but they open your organization up to risk. When these processes are being managed disjointedly like this, you're losing the strategic importance and the business value that's behind these documents and data. So we start to think about the risk. What happens if you lose one of these documents? Someone puts it into the wrong file in a file share and you can't find it again. you're losing that data. And it's really important for us to start thinking about information and processes that are going on within our organization as enterprise data and managing it so that there's an audit trail and backups and efficient processes surrounding that information. OnBase is a platform or a framework that allows organizations to create lightweight business applications that can fill these gaps and really extend the functionality of your line of business applications further into your organization. Over the last 30 years, we've seen significant advancement in the technology used to manage documents and data and processes. And the OnBase solution has been around from the very beginning with that document management kind of origination back in the 1980s. We've been really able to build up the solution from the ground up and organically develop the capabilities that now have led us to case management and being able to handle these processes in a different light. OnBase allows users to manage their content and processes and information in all one platform, but most vendors deliver these capabilities kind of through integrated, acquired products, but OnBase holds a unique position within the industry because they're able to offer a case management solution that allows you to manage this unstructured, unpredictable processes while simultaneously leveraging the capabilities of OnBase so that your cases are content aware and you're able to access those documents easily throughout the entire enterprise. So now I want to go into kind of what makes up a case. At its core, a case is simply a collection of business information and tasks. So there's contextual data like client information. You're able to look at targeted investigations or descriptions of an issue, life cycle and status information of what's going on with that case, or in some cases, location. So we see a lot of insurance companies maybe using location services to map where a claim may take place. Then there's business activities like follow-ups, reminders, tasks, notes, interactions that allow you to become more productive and manage your processes more effectively. We've got the related content, which can be made up of emails and documents or photos that we pull in from different line of business applications or different areas, whether it's scanning documents in or importing a photo from a portal online. And then finally, to round out that case, we have rules and processes that are driven by the workflow engine within OnBase that allow us to keep these processes moving and automate the parts of the process that don't take a specific knowledge worker. So that kind of leads me into the one defining characteristic of a case. And what really defines casework is this idea of a knowledge worker in the middle. OnBase has a very powerful workflow engine that allows us to manage the automation of repeatable steps. But really what sets case management apart is this idea of the work being driven and the outcome being determined by a skilled knowledge worker rather than a set of business rules and logic. This knowledge worker is someone who uses their discretion and their judgment to make decisions on what the outcome of the case should be. So we want to start thinking about this work in the sense of roles like a lawyer or a contract administrator, an underwriter in an insurance scenario, or project managers that are managing projects within our organization. These knowledge workers are what allow us to manage unpredictable dynamic nature by using their decision-making skills that only a human can have, rather than strictly relying on rules and logic. And that's really what sets this case management capability apart from workflow. So now that we've really defined how we're talking about case management today and what our definition in the industry is, I want to move into talking about the critical capabilities that organizations are looking for in case management solutions and how OnBase supports them. So those critical capabilities are really summed up within these five points of looking at managing tasks and activities more effectively, having a customized user interface, and having a case management solution that's content aware and allows you to manage your content along with those cases, as well as automating business rules and processes where we're able to, and increasing visibility and reporting across the organization. So we're going to dive into each one of these a little bit more specifically. And again, looking at task management, staying on top of tasks and activities is a huge part of processes that are driven by a knowledge worker. OnBase allows users to stay organized with the use of search filters and sorting and grouping capabilities, as well as managing tasks and alerts and notifications without having to jump out to any external systems or rely on other applications to help them. So here is a sample of a case management screen within OnBase. On the left-hand side, you'll see what we call a filter bar. Users are able to access filters to search results to narrow down the data that's returned to them even further after applying specific keywords to the data. Filters allow users to get quicker access to that information, and if I were to, again, click on the filter bar here, you can see that I have my tasks assigned, and it's going to present all of that information to me in the viewer here. These capabilities are pushed even further by allowing us to sort and group our filters similar to what we would do within Microsoft Excel. So if I were to click on any one of those column headers, I could sort it based off of ascending or descending order. But I can also group my information by selecting one of these titles up above and pulling it above the search results. And now all of my casework is sorted based off of priority. And at the top of my list, I see all of my high priority activities to, again, keep me moving and keep me focused on what's most important. One of the other ways that users are able to manage tasks and activities more effectively is by using the calendar view that's available directly within OnBase. What we're able to do is map specific data onto the map so that we have a different representation, and then we can link up notifications and reminders to specific activities that are on the calendar. So in this example, you can see vendor contract expiration dates have been mapped onto the calendar, and we can set up alerts or notifications to be configured to prompt a knowledge worker as that date is approaching, whether that's 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month out in advance, so that they know they need to start renegotiating that contract or working towards the resolution of that case. Next up is that customized user interface. So providing quick access to data and documents is key to the success of really any case management application. And OnBase provides a 360-degree view of the information that you need all in one place. And with customized personal user interfaces, you're able to have custom searches that increase your productivity and allow you to really get the most out of your OnBase solution. Once users are within OnBase, they have the access to all of the information that they need without having to toggle back and forth between different applications or hunt for information. You simply just need to kind of click from tab to tab to get access to all the information that you need. Again, pulling from different sources, whether it's a website, portal for your customers to submit information, or another line of business solution, or your email. Users can customize their experience by using what we call the personal pages as their home page within OnBase. As they log in, they have immediate access to all of the information that they need and a pulse on all the work that needs their attention. So as you can see up in the top left-hand corner, I have one of those tiles that's my assigned tasks. So as I log in, I see the work that needs my attention first and foremost. I can also add custom searches or reports that I run on a regular basis so that all of it is at the tip of my fingers. Because OnBase is one platform, it allows us to manage the documents and data and processes that are in OnBase while simultaneously managing our cases. So this case management capability is ContentAware, which is a little bit different than a lot of other case management solutions. Without the need of additional integrations, you're able to leverage the documents that are housed within the repository, as well as functions like notes, annotations, redactions, digital signatures, and all the rest of the capabilities that we know fall under that OnBase umbrella. From within a specific case, you can access folders and documents that are housed within the OnBase repository. So from the task pane up above, I can click on the folder button and I'll be prompted with specific folder set to this vendor, and I can access all of the different documents that are associated with that specific vendor. Users can also leverage OnBase's integration capabilities with tools like Outlook to allow them to map a specific email address to a vendor or a contact within the case management solution. So as they open up that email, they're automatically presented with the related data that exists within the case management application. So we start thinking about this in terms of a customer service solution. As I click on a customer email, OnBase could automatically present me with all the information of open issues for that customer or correspondence back and forth that we've had in the past without me needing to track down that information. Even with this unstructured casework, parts of the process can be managed using rules and logic. For example, an insurance company could use rules to ensure that compliance from state to state is being managed. Even though they've got 50 sets of compliance rules and regulations, they can manage them within OnBase rather than having to rely on those knowledge workers. We're able to enforce governance and support the compliance, like I mentioned, and able to use rules to assign the work and route work across the organization. At the top of every OnBase screen, you're going to see a ribbon bar that has the ability for you to go to workflow tasks, to what we call kind of easy buttons that allow you to execute tasks within your case management application, again, without needing a separate integration to leverage those workflow capabilities like some other tools will present. With OnBase, knowledge workers can take advantage of built-in reporting dashboards that provide visibility into things like staff workloads, status of requests, or volume of requests by contract type, that type of information. We're able to export that information with a single click into Excel, and you're going to have a complete audit trail of all the actions that are taking place within OnBase. By selecting drop-downs, process owners can easily slice and dice data to gather information and get the view that they need. This is really helpful for managers or owners of processes so that they can see where bottlenecks are happening, who's working on what, and be able to make adjustments and improvements on the fly where needed. Similar to any other capability within, or any other process within OnBase, we're going to provide a full audit history just from hitting that button at the top for history that gives us a full audit trail of every action that's been taken on a case, whether it's viewing a document, interacting with a workflow transaction, or completing closing a case, so that we can have those notes and reasoning behind all of the cases, again, to give you that compliance and that visibility into why decisions are being made the way they are within your organization. Had a lot more screenshots there of the history than I thought. Sorry about that. And so now I just kind of want to round out by talking a little bit more about why specifically OnBase is a great option for a case management solution and the capabilities that it'll provide and the value that it'll bring. Once you've decided that a case management solution and the capabilities are something that fit your organization, choosing the right vendor for a solution is a significant step forward. The right relationship delivers the tools that you need to tackle these dynamic, unstructured processes and equip your knowledge workers with the right information. When evaluating a vendor for a case management solution, whether it's to replace an antiquated tool, make sure that you ask these potential suitors or your potential vendors these 4 questions before getting started. So what's your solution development mantra? How do you handle content? How flexible and scalable is your platform? And what's your track record across different industries? So when it comes to creating a case management solution, the how is just as important as the why. Some vendors require custom coding or scripting to develop a case management application from scratch. Custom developed solutions allow you to tailor to your exact requirements, but the applications typically take longer to build. They tend to have a higher cost point because of time and resources, and they're much more challenging for you to upgrade moving forward and support internally. Partnering with Navient to offer a low-cost platform to configure case management applications gives you much more freedom. This minimizes the need for costly, time-consuming custom development with straightforward configuration via tools like click boxes or radio buttons and drop-down menus. The benefits include a faster rollout of application, and you're able to quickly meet your users' needs. This point-and-click configuration also allows you to train internal staff and be able to support the application much more quickly and effectively moving forward. The next question again is, how do you handle your content? When we're looking at our industry, content is really king. It started out as document management and enterprise content management. And content comes in a variety of formats these days. And depending on the case, you need a solution that can support all of these different platforms and different types of content effectively within the application. The way your solution provides views and the management of content has a large impact on the development, maintenance, and accessibility, and ultimately the customer satisfaction with your team. The right solution should handle various types of content and provide easy access to the right content at the right time. More than just static case folders that are attached using an integration to a case, you want to put the content to work, allowing you to drive decisions and transactions, drive processes and update statuses within your case management application. And when you manage case-related content in a central repository, you can even create visual views and change the status based off of your user role. How flexible and scalable is your platform? Casework by nature is subject to change. Your customer requirements shift, your business needs evolve, rules and regulations change, and as your organization changes, your case management solution will too, and you'll likely find opportunities for improvement along the way. The ability to easily scale makes those changes key. So when we're looking at an effective solution, you want to easily be able to add more users, add different processes or new steps to a process to adjust and accommodate these changes within your business. The value of a case management solution is only multiplied when you can leverage the same platform and underlying capabilities to applications across your entire organization. OnBase scales to support tens of thousands of users and trillions of document types if that's what your organization needs, all again within one single deployment with one single platform. So meaning you're never going to outgrow your OnBase system. And finally, what is the track record across organizations? Whether you're a financial institution, government, healthcare, insurance company, or any other organization, case management capabilities can deliver great value, both for industry-specific solutions or larger back-office scenarios like HR, project management, contract management. Make sure that your vendor has industry experience where it's required to help you develop tailored solutions that meet your specific business problems and that they're able to evaluate and give you relevant customer references. Navient has over 30 years of experience deploying solutions across various industries, including financial services, government, commercial markets, and the insurance market as well. Combining the power of OnBase and the platform, or as a platform, and Navient's industry knowledge and our process excellence approach, the options to solve your business problems are really countless. So I just want to take a moment to touch on a case study that we have for our customer WPS. They completely revolutionized the way that they do business using case management. When we first started working with WPS, their team had over 600 pieces of work that they had to manage each and every day. Their staff were performing steps that weren't required, and they had rooms full of paper that they had to track and work and file. Their printers couldn't keep up with the work that they were doing, and their staff was overwhelmed with what was on their plate. Once they started working with Navient, we first focused on their processes and then worked with them to implement OnBase as a case management solution. After case management, they've been able to meet all 30 of their metrics each and every month, and they have increased their productivity by 72% since the implementation, saving the organization millions of dollars. To learn a little bit more about case management capabilities and try it on your own, feel free to go to try.onbase.com. If you have a community login already, you can log in with that, or you can register for login information using your specific work email address. And once they verify that you are working with Navient, they'll provide you credentials to try OnBase. You're able to go in there and use and experiment and play with over 20 different pre-configured case management solutions across all different organizations, whether it's an insurance company, a financial services company, government specific, or if you're looking for something with those back office functions. It'll really give you the opportunity to experience the look and feel of OnBase before you start to really get your own system into production. You can also join us for our annual summit on October 16th and 17th at the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino to learn more about case management and how some of our other customers have found success using OnBase. The conference is complimentary to all of our guests that we've invited. So if you'd like to learn more, please visit our website. We have a nice video out there that will help give you an impression of what the summit will be like. Just to round out our time together, I want to kind of touch on what we've talked about today. So again, really looking at the definition of case management within the enterprise information world, focusing on that idea of dynamic work that centers around a knowledge worker. We discussed the key capabilities of a case management solution, those being the ability to manage tasks and activities more effectively, customizing your user interface, being able to access content and manage it effectively throughout your organization simultaneously while managing those cases, using business rules and workflow to automate processes where possible, and increase visibility and reporting across your organization. Then finally, we talked about the value that an OnBase solution can bring to your organization and some questions to keep in mind as you start to evaluate your options. So with that, I want to open it up for any questions that we may have here in the last couple of minutes. I'll stay on the line. And otherwise, I just want to thank you all for joining me today. My information is on the screen here, and please feel free to reach out to me with any questions that you may have, or reach out to your specific account manager here at Navient as well. So with that, I will pause and hold on for just a couple of minutes, and please feel free to enter any questions that you may have. All right, it doesn't look like we've, oh, actually, I do see one question that just popped up. So Justin asked if there's a specific module that you would get to provide this functionality. And the case management module is similar to workflow licensing within OnBase. So if you're familiar with that, it's not necessarily a specific module that unlocks all of these a specific module that unlocks specific parts of the functionality. What you would do is purchase case management applications by purchasing users. So if you had a named or a concurrent user, you would offer up those functionality, and then we'd configure the specific solutions in the back end for you. Does that answer your question, Justin? Perfect. All right. Well, if there is any other questions today, please feel free to email me. Again, my email address and our phone number is on the screen today. I am going to end the broadcast, but again, please feel free to reach out to me or your specific account manager here at Navient. Thank you and have a great day.